Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another round of Saturday's Cup of Joe. That's Joseph Stepke, a.k.a. the Finance Guy. Why do they call him Joe, the Finance Guy? You know why? Because this guy helps people increase their sales at no cost to them.
Right.
He does it in the tune of over $30 million during this past year. By the way, it's been a pandemic, folks. If you haven't noticed, most businesses are not open as much. They're not doing as much. When you're talking about retail businesses, they've been struggling. This guy has been literally a Batman coming to the rescue of folks around the world. Look, Joe, whenever you start to feel bad about yourself, I want you to remember that you are changing people's lives. Not only do the people looking to make a purchase who don't have the cash, who don't have access to credit, they might be trying to buy a home or something, and they can't allow people to run their credit report.
Right.
Their phone breaks.
Right.
Tires blow out.
Right.
They want to get a new engagement ring for their wife. Maybe the washer and dryer are gone bad. I mean, look, dude. You're helping people get what they need. You're helping those small businesses around America stay open in a time where how many businesses have shuttered their doors because they can't sell enough products?
True.
The old ways didn't work. You've been helping. The word superhero is overused, especially on our show, because we like to talk about superheroes as well.
Right.
But let's get this right. You like to talk about superheroes. And I don't know what the hell you're talking about most of the time, but, you know, we make it work.
Even before I got on the show, I was laying in bed, and I love that. Thank you very much. I was laying in bed because, as you know, and I'll tell the rest of the audience, I've been out. I mean, if I sound nasally, I'm sorry. I think I'm starting to get it.
Yeah. Hey, this is one of the differences between Batman and Superman, by the way. Because Batman's just a regular dude. Right? He's a regular Joe. He gets sick. Batman gets sick. Superman don't get sick.
Yeah, right. That is true. But I was laying in bed and I was watching Civil War. You know, Marvel Civil War. And
that's the DC characters versus the people from Detroit, right? They battle each other.
Now I really understand what people look at me when I start messing up on the sports analogy.
Right, it's the DC versus the Detroit. I mean, sometimes it is, right?
No. Civil War is about Captain America and Iron Man.
It's the mathematicians versus the jocks, right?
You know, it's funny you should say that. You're more like the geeks versus the jocks?
Yeah. Average Joes versus the jocks. That was the show, right?
Well, if you want to put it that way, like Tony Stark, Spider-Man, Vision, they're the smart ones out of there.
Hey, Tony Stark, is he the one that goes, they're great?
Too much. Too much.
See, I'm just trying to cheer you up, brother.
I know you are. I know. It has been a rough week. And you know what? It started out great. I'll tell you. This all hit me Wednesday night. I got done doing I was out doing 20 visits.
20 visits, people.
Oh, stop. It was just 20 visits.
Come on, man. And, look. I want people to understand. Like you are a hard working son of a gun.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I am. I know a lot of the other ASMs out there are too, but I was on my way home. And I don't even know what happened. It was almost like a daze or a fog went over my, like, I wish I could explain it. It was just like a fog of some sort.
Did you eat?
Yes, I was eating. I've been juicing and stuff like that.
Oh, no, I was going to say a brownie.
Oh, no.
A special brownie.
No. That's funny. My wife and I watched The Big Bang Theory the other night where Leonard, Raj, and Howard were out trying to watch a meteor shower thing, and one of them was eating cookies from this nice old ladies from Volkswagen minibus that was obviously laced with or like marijuana, whatever it was. It was just funny that they were that was, but no, I wasn't doing that. It just came over, and then all of a sudden I start sneezing and coughing, and I get home and I talked to Greg on the phone, and I was out of it. I mean, Thursday came. I really could not. I could not do anything. It was bad. I didn't even want to get on LinkedIn. I didn't want to get on anything.
I think people missed your silly videos.
Yeah, I was tired, and I tried to do one yesterday. Hi, Candy.
Luxembourg.
I tried to do one last night before I went to bed, but I really had some great people checking up on me. I mean, everybody was, and when I went on LinkedIn, I'm looking at the messages. I'm going like this. Oh, that's nice. And Brian Burke reached out. You know, Corey, you, Professor.
I talked. I'm the only person who will call you when you're sick. I don't
right. I know. Yeah. Nobody. Curtis.
I won't let you off the phone either. Let's talk.
I was like, I'm good.
Yeah, everybody. This is Joe and I's friendship. I mean, just if you really want to know, we're like brothers. So, like, I don't care if he's sick. I'm gonna bug his ass. I don't care. He and I were talking, and I think you tried to get off the phone like 17 times, and I'm just like,
I did, and then the phone cut out. Did you hang it up? Like, did you? Because usually when you hang up, you're abrupt.
I'm abrupt.
Later.
Yeah.
And
that's
so
how it works. It's like a light switch, right? I mean, that's how
right.
you know.
Right. So then I went like this.
They don't necessarily know that because they see this and they think this is it. It's like, no, this is what you see on camera.
Right. When you went like this and it just clicked off, and I was like,
I don't know. I don't remember, honestly. I think we did.
Now I don't. I knew it was quick, and I was going like this. Did my cheek accidentally hit something? Because I was.
I think we did get cut off actually on that one.
Yeah.
I remember it.
But I just all I did was I went and laid back down. My wife, believe it or not, with all the coughing I was doing and everything.
I was asking you about razor blades and because when I got COVID.
You're right. You were asking me about.
I got it different than my wife got it. My wife, it was mainly like in her chest, the respiratory stuff. What I got, and we were making a joke out of this on Facebook the other day because my friend said, "Just so you know, I survived COVID and I didn't make a big deal out of it," or something like that. And I said, and I responded because my friends, and I said, "I survived it better than you." And my wife, Alicia likes to tease me on Facebook, right? So if you like to watch Ira get teased, then join us on Facebook. Yeah. But anyways, she says, "Yeah, tell them about your symptoms, Ira." And I'm like, okay, here we go. So I find a GIF because I love GIFs. So I found a GIF that said, "Stop, period, pooping, period," because that was one of the main things for me. It was like 4 or 5 times a day. That's probably TMI, but anyways, it is what it is.
And it's razor blades raking your stomach, right?
Yeah, it was like, I actually liken it to a grater, swallowing a cheese grater, or I was telling you, like one of those rasps. Remember those rasp pulls? Yep. I'm not a woodworker. I'm not Stu Gerber or anything, but it just was the most painful stomach I've ever had in my life. And it was like for a week straight of that. It lasted longer, but for like a week, it just felt like somebody was in the insides shredding my guts. So I was afraid that that's what you had based on some of the stuff that you were telling me. But then when I explained it more, you're like, yeah, it's not quite like that. It's just when I cough. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, it really, what was bad was I was coughing all night, and I don't like to take a lot of medicine or anything like that. And
we were talking about vitamins and stuff. You were taking your vitamins.
Well, taking the vitamins is one thing, but the medicine and everything else, it's just not my.
No, vitamins are good. And then we were talking about neon. Anyways, there's some stuff we probably shouldn't get into because it might be a little gross. But
either way, and then
we're brothers, so we share. Look, Joe and I share more about stuff than you guys probably think we would. And your bug is back. Don't tell me that's not a bug. That's a bug.
No, it's not a bug. It's just the dust.
Pull it up. Those things fall down.
It's the dust in here. I'm telling you, it's the dust.
whatever.
So,
I'm not going to pick on you too much today.
I know. Thank you.
Yes, I will. I'll win. It's going to be wonderful.
So, anyways, what was I going to tell you?
And we might go a little short today, people, just so you know, because Joe's not feeling well, honestly. So,
but I slept. I think for the past 3 nights, it's only been about 5 hours. So my wife was telling me to go back to bed.
Yeah.
And it's hard for me to go back because I kept coughing and coughing and coughing.
Well, I got a question for you. Are you a snorer? Do you saw logs?
No.
Does your wife?
Not
every couple has one, right? I mean, 1 out of 2 snores.
Well, you know what? I would probably go that I'm the snorer then. Then yes.
Okay, so I am the snorer normally, but Alicia last night she was ripping it up with her snoring. Anyways, I can't complain. Like, I just have to chuckle because, like, I know that I snore every night. So, poor lady. And she falls asleep after I do too. Do you fall asleep before Jen, or you fall asleep?
Yes.
Yeah, because of my head, when I hit the pillow, I'm out.
Now, the only reason why I fall asleep first is because she's either reading a book or something like that, or whatever on her side of the bed, or playing on something. And other than that, that's the only thing. I'll go straight.
She used to read books in bed, but now she reads her tablet.
That's what Jen does. She's reading the tablet.
I don't like that because it's brighter.
Well, it doesn't matter to me. I'm going. Half the
time I wake up with that tablet under my arm now.
Well, what?
It's funny because what she does, I should take a picture. It's kind of funny. So we have a king size bed, right? And she takes up 60%, and I get 40%. And she'll argue that fact, like, no, it's 50-50. Like, yeah, it's 50-50 until. Remember when Trump was talking about building the wall, and I don't want to get political, but it's funny because my wife, I started making this joke. You're building the wall, and I'm paying for it. She puts a pillow down the center, and then she puts her stuff all on the top like a coffee table. And so then it's not 50-50 anymore. It started out 50-50, but this bed encroaches over on my side, and then her stuff, and then it's not every night, but it seems like every night, that when she's done, she just kind of falls asleep. That tablet, it's not an iPad, it's a tablet. It's like an Amazon $70.
And it's probably facing up, and it's on.
It falls over on me, and then I wake up paranoid that I'm breaking my phone or something because it feels like a phone.
Now, I can't blame Alicia for my wife calls it my wall too, because I'll put up pillows, but it's not to put stuff. I don't not to put stuff on. I actually sleep when I'm sleeping on my side.
It's like body support.
A little bit. I have a long pillow.
Yeah. That's why I think she got the idea from, those long pillows. And I think that is also the idea of this thing. It's actually for when she falls asleep, not for her stuff, but she uses it for her stuff too, whether she realizes it or not.
I like to put pillow between. I like the coolness between. It's weird. I'll tell you how I sleep. I like the coolness between my legs. I don't know.
Just remember that it's not just you and me talking, man. It's you, me, and
I know whoever's out there. I get it, but that's me. But I call my wall.
I have a pillow. It's so cool. Okay. So when we moved from Texas to California, remember it took us 9 months to sell our house. So I lived with my in-laws for 9 months. Because they were in California. My family were all in Texas. And so I lived with them while I was working. Because nobody knew it was going to take 9 months. If we'd known, I wouldn't have done that. But, we thought we were going to sell the house fast. We'd always sold our house in a month or two. So we're like, well, for a month or two, we can do that. Anyways, I was telling my mother-in-law one day, wouldn't it be cool if they made a pillow? Because I was trying to sleep with just a pillow between my legs, like you're talking about. But I'm one of those, I roll a lot. So I'm like, wouldn't it be cool if they made a pillow that would actually, like, your legs would hold it in place? You know what I mean? So if you roll, it would roll with you. And she goes, a couple days later, Ira, I found it. What it is, it has a thing. So like you put it in your leg, almost like a hair scrunchie, right? So it opens up, you put your leg in it, and then it's got, those contour pillows?
Mm-hmm.
it's got like that for one of your legs. So when you put it together, like your leg just naturally wants to stay in that groove. So I use that. That's what I use. So you're not the only one who puts a pillow between your legs. I don't think
it makes
I have a bad back. You know this. I have a really bad back, and the physical therapist is the one who told me to start putting a pillow between my legs to sleep. So that's where I started it from. Because when I would do that, I would wake up and my back would feel better than if I go to bed without it. So it started.
And I think that's for myself.
It straightens out.
I can't say if it's for the back or whatever, but I haven't had any back problems. I have the inverter machine, anyways, that I've used. If I feel
not claiming the snorer mantra in his household, he's saying it's his wife.
My wife is the snorer.
I used to tell everybody.
Jen is the snorer too. I
used to tell everybody that I didn't snore, but I snore like crazy. But I'm like,
I have a CPAP as a disabled
machine. Yeah,
I got that thing that goes over and
that fixes it. My brother, he actually would stop breathing. Like it's a major problem. So, but he has a CPAP. But he used to snore so loud. I want to tell a funny story. So when we were in Las Vegas, I think this is about 15 years ago now. But it's been a while. It's been a minute, anyways, right? But it's the funniest. It's like the funniest story that we have on my brother. So back then, our guests, we didn't really have a guest room, but we had a giant loft and we had couches in there. So my brother, when he would stay over, he would just crash on one of those couches. It was right outside our master bedroom, because between the master bedroom and the loft was our stair area to get up, right? So all the rooms were upstairs. So anyways, he's out there sleeping, and we hear this, like somebody's calling mom, but we don't recognize it. We're out there. And he actually sounded more like, it sounded like a cross between a lamb and mom. So it kind of sounded like mom, like that. Anyways, my brother was snoring, but he was saying mom like a sheep. Anyways.
All right. I'm sure your brother is very flattered that you shared that story.
Oh, he's gonna be so happy. But he doesn't watch my show, so it's all right. He doesn't know. Now my mom.
I seen him. He was on once. I think he was on.
He comes on every once in a while. We are on Facebook. It is in the realm of possibility to heard it, but he also
that he's on there. Well,
look, he's known me. He's known me his whole life, right? So he's known me for 42 years, and I haven't changed, bro. I'm just saying.
But
I'm saying.
Going back to that,
I treat you on the phone. I treat him that same way.
Jen doesn't wake me up. Like if she's snoring.
Alicia will. She'll poke me. She'll punch me. She'll roll me. She's done. I mean, pretty much everything.
No, because of the CPAP. No, I don't get. I mean, I'm not. Jen tries to snuggle with me because I'm warm, and
she does the same thing to me. She's like got frozen. Her hands and her feet extremities. That's the word, right? Yeah. She even did it to me last night. It was like 41 degrees in California last night. That's super cold for here, bro. I mean, I know you have sympathy for me, but it was 41 degrees. It was raining. I was cold. We get into bed. It was like 1:30 in the morning because I worked till 1. So anyway, she was out there watching Netflix or whatever she was doing. She's trying to do. You've seen that thing on Facebook, right? She's making this crochet thing, like a tree skirt. I don't know what it is. Honestly, she's making some thing. I don't know what it is. She like crochet. It's not crochet. There's a circle thing in fabric. People are watching. Cross stitch, I think is what it is. Yeah.
Cross stitch. Okay.
She's cross stitching. So she's working on that, watching TV late at night while I work. Anyways, so we get in bed. She puts her feet on me. Well, you better move them feet. My defense is tickles. I'm a mean.
Yeah, Jen wouldn't do it well. And
I'm a meat tickler, but she seriously, that's like not cool. You know what I mean? Like I'm the warm one, so to tie it all together,
right?
She tries to get close to me too. So
Oh, go ahead, Ira. My wife does the same thing. She does the same thing.
Right. It's all right.
But she's not cold. Like
She's not frozen.
she's not. She'll try to snuggle with me, and it's usually when I'm already asleep.
Yeah,
so
I don't want that.
My body, I guess she goes, and my body jerks away every time. I don't know why.
You're more likely to get me to cuddle with you when I'm asleep than when I'm awake.
No, I would do it when I'm awake, but when I guess because my body has to be, I don't know. But I'm only sleeping for 4 hours these past 3 nights anyways. So
I saw something on Facebook. I think maybe it was LinkedIn, but I like the GIFs. I like the funny pictures. I like the memes. So I saw, I think it was just a meme. It wasn't a GIF, but they're like, remember how I was saying the contour pillow for the, for the head and the neck, right? And I've got one of those, by the way. I love it. It's a memory foam pillow. This was a spoof. It wasn't a real product, but they had a hole cut in the bottom of the pillow for the guy to put their arm like this, and the girl could lay their head. But when you do that for just a
hold on a minute. Hold on. Are you sure it was a spoof?
I think it was.
I have. Well, wait a minute. It's a pillow that you could actually
put your arm through.
So, God, where's my pen?
I'm gonna want to find that picture now. It looked like a spoof. It didn't look like a real product to me.
It's like,
but yeah, it's got a U shape on the bottom, and you put your arm through it, kind of at the front.
Like this. I know this might. Hold on a minute. It looks like this. No, it's not one of the things from About Us, but kids.
Yeah, no.
But anyway,
it wasn't quite like that. So the whole
in the middle part, where is it? Right there. There's another thing where you can put your arm in and you can sleep, and it's on an angle. I have it upstairs.
So this one is the thing for the arm is so that when the I don't even want to say boy and girl because the whole relationship thing could be whatever. But if you're in a relationship and you put your arm out and your significant other comes and lays on your arm, what happens to your arm? Falls asleep. Right?
Yep.
It's uncomfortable. Well, this pillow design was to put your arm through it so that they could still lay their head and you're still like close, but your arm isn't getting crushed and therefore it's not falling asleep, and it resolves the dead arm issue. That's all.
Yep.
So that's what that's for. Yeah. But in the picture, it was like hollow. It was like a U on the bottom. No. Anyways, whatever. But I thought that was a good idea. So maybe someone else has already had that idea.
Yeah.
I'm not an inventor.
Or for some other guys, maybe it's a way, or even it doesn't have to be a guy. For anybody, for even women, like when somebody falls asleep on there, they can just go like this and get out.
And you don't wake them up. Right. Because you're a jerk if you let your significant other fall asleep and then you wake them up to move. It's like, that's a waste of time.
I know.
So, Bob, sorry I left. My wife is the snore up probably longer than I should have. Sorry about that, buddy.
Terrible.
Good morning, Erica Warfield, my friend. Talk about another person who fell off the face of the earth. This lady has been doing taxes for like 6 weeks, but she's done now, so she's back.
You know what? It's funny with that, and I know Jen is working on something for Erica and actually Peter, and seeing if she could do it. So Erica, if you're there, my wife has it, and she's working on it. Saying she's got other things going on, but she's going to see if she could think of anything. And I'll let you know this week.
I know what you're talking about.
Oh, do you?
I do.
All right. But I was also going to say, I get my taxes done by somebody. This guy has done my taxes for 10 years. Same person.
That's good.
And he didn't come back this year. And I was crushed. I don't know. I go like this. Is he okay? Because they called to confirm the appointment. And I go, is he okay? Oh, we think he might be in Florida or something like that. We're not sure. Well, I mean, let me know. I liked him. He was a really good guy. His name was Joe too. So I always liked him. He did the right thing by me every time.
You were just a couple of average Joes.
Yep, couple average Joes. He actually really nice guy when you talk to him, but really great guy. I God, I hate that it's not him, but I got somebody else, so we'll see.
Yeah, it'll be all right.
Yeah, it'll be all right. It's only Texas.
It's an opportunity to find new talent, brother.
Yep. Yeah. That's what it'll be. All right.
All
so,
right. Well, I was gonna ask you a question about, because I'm always trying to get you to 50. I was gonna ask you.
I know. No, I'll tell you, if you're gonna ask me where am I at right now, I can't tell because it's frustrating. I don't want to go negative.
Yeah, let's not.
I will end up going negative because with the merger and everything else that happened, I can't tell what I have because the things that I had are not showing right and there's mistakes and everything else. And I'm just, I got a couple of calls this week and it's funny how my phone rings off the Chizay when I'm not feeling good.
Right. I've noticed that too. Like if you want to take a personal day to like focus on your wife and your kids or maybe your grandkids or whatever, you're like, you know what? I'm gonna be present with you guys. This happened to me last night, Joe. So you know how much I work. I work all the time.
Right.
For those of you who don't know, this is the one thing that it's
because
not.
You're your own boss. That's why you have to put in those. You have to hustle.
I've always been like this anyways. This is like I always tell people when they hire me, I'm not a 40-hour week guy. I work all the time. Work is my life. But last night at our church, we had a couples date night. And for those of you who know me, I say all the time, you got to make time to date your wife. So I'm like, my goal, honestly, was not to pull my phone out the whole time. And I was doing pretty good with it, but I have my phone on silent, right? In my chest, it's like you ever sit in one of those back massager chairs? Sorry, forgive my dyslexia. But you know what I mean? And it's just like, because it's shaking the whole time.
Uh-huh.
That was my chest, but it was because it was over my left chest and not my right chest. It was like I was only getting half a massage. But I was getting more and more anxious the whole time because I'm like, what is this? Right? I had people trying to call me. I had people trying to email me. And so I signed up a couple new clients, which is one of the reasons why I asked you where you're at. I signed up a couple new clients this week. And, some of them are asking me for details, like at 10 o'clock at night. Can you send me over your address? Can you send me, you know what I mean? And stuff like that. And I'm like, and I need to do it. And I've always told people, you can email me or call me anytime you want.
Right.
Because I don't sleep and I do normally work around the clock. So, okay. And I didn't tell everybody, hey, it's date night. Don't bother me. So nobody even knew that I was taking this window.
No, and nobody, listen, I know I don't tell everybody on there, but the problem I have is I got the watch, Apple Watch. I got the.
It would look better with the Superman logo, by the way.
No, it looks great with this one.
It looks all right.
But anyways, so whenever the phone rings, it's coming to my hand, like on here.
Yeah, you can't ignore it.
You can't ignore it, but I got so many calls Thursday and Friday, and thank you, Candy. I mean, it was just one after the other, and these were people about, what would you do, Joe?
What would you do for a Klondike bar?
No, well, something along those lines. But I was telling everybody else, I was going, listen, just keep hoping for the best, prepare for the worst. That's it. Just hope for the best, prepare for the worst. Everything. Yeah. I was going like this. I go, if they're in the middle of transition, you cannot trust anything on there. You got to wait till it's all done.
Right. So, there's no doubt about that.
I had to talk to so many people on there. And my wife finally said, she goes, you got to stay off the phone. This is why you're not getting better. And I was like, I get it. I understand. And then I finally talked to Greg yesterday. It was yesterday, I think.
Greg's applause for anybody who's new to the show.
Yeah. And a friend. And Greg even told me, he goes, listen, I got your back. Whatever we were talking about, he goes, I want you to turn your phone off. I go, I want to tell him, I don't even know how to shut the thing off. And so I know there's a way. There has to be a way. So then I'm laying in my bed and I'm playing with the phone, and I finally find, and I go up and I go like this. Oh my gosh, there's one where you could silence it. I had no clue. That's how much I didn't even. And Brian, if you're watching this, I apologize that I didn't read up more on the Apple product.
No, when Brian comes on the show, he can teach us some stuff.
Yeah. Well, I did it, and I put it, and I went like this. Oh, I got it. So once I put it on like sleep mode or whatever, like
you're not disturbed.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I was fine.
Yeah,
I went to sleep for, I think during the day I was asleep for about 3 or 4 hours.
All right. I want to. Oh, first of all, I want to ask you this. So Candy, who's an incredibly nice lady, says back to 100% soon, Joe. If you had to rank your health percentage right now from 0 to 100, where are we at in the recovery process? Obviously, you're not 100. You're over there coughing like you smoke 2 packs a day, and I know.
I don't smoke. Oh
right.
no, I don't smoke at all. I think I sound worse than I feel.
I think that's normal too. By the way,
if that
I think when you start to get better, you sound worse. But
are you playing the video?
You know exactly what I'm doing. Don't even play.
The Bat Cave at Superman's house.
All right, y'all.
I would have to say that I'm at. I'd say 65, 70.
Yeah, that's still not very good. All right, y'all. If you don't know, it's been. Wait a minute. Let me do this. It's been a really rough year on superheroes. How do I know? Well, one way I know, COVID's been tough on superheroes because Batman used to be a billionaire, and he lived in this town called Gotham, and he ruled supreme. He would help save people. He's a hero. He's a rich guy with gadgets. Anyways, the economy, because he didn't have Joe the finance guy to help him out, he lost his billions of dollars. It got so bad that he had to move. He had to leave Gotham. He lost his mansion, the Batcave, all of it. He had to relocate. And superheroes are prideful. So he didn't want to let anybody know his financial situation. So instead of asking his best friend, Superman, hey, buddy, can I live with you inside the Crystal Palace? Which is not even in Metropolis.
Solitude, but whatever.
Anyways, yeah. Detroit versus DC, whatever. Okay. So, but I have some video proof. Look, this is how bad it's been when the billionaires lose all their money. Here we go. Okay.
So. And I'm definitely not the billionaire.
All this music. Oh, those are not birds.
And you thought they were coming out of those 3 holes at first.
I did. I was set up for the 3 holes because we thought they were in the attic. This is actually good news. They're not in my house. They're on the outside of my house. Gotcha, suckers! That's how I talk when I'm not doing work. So I slowed it down in case you didn't see the bats.
Ooh. I wonder how many are underneath.
My wife said she thinks she saw as many as 30 one day. That's why we thought they were in the attic. Whoa. I sound like Crush from Nemo there, right?
That sounds like Crush.
Yeah. Coincidence? I think not. This is my favorite anime. All right. So
I actually think it is better, just like you said, it is better that it was they're on the outside, underneath there. And
I should get a picture of this and put it up. We bought a bat ultrasonic speaker thing. So it's a non-harmful way to the bats. It plays a noise that kind of irritates them. but it doesn't hurt their hearing or anything like that. It's like nails on a chalkboard to them. So it's supposed to get them to gently move without, I didn't have to call an exterminator or worry about them dying or whatever. Like, they're not bothering me per se, except for the bat poop. They poop a lot, and their poop is stinky. So, but yeah, we were more worried. We were more worried about them being in the attic. So we bought all the stuff when we thought they were in our attic, and then I set up my camera because I wanted to see them come out. I'm like, okay, well, what kind of army am I dealing with here? Like, you and I talked about this actually on Wednesday. I don't know if you remember it, but you're like, did you look in your attic yet? And I'm like, no, because I don't want a face full of bats. Like,
oh, hey, you were gonna throw something.
Yeah, so we got some menthols. We got some, like, they call them bat bags or something. But anyways, you're supposed to be able to like toss them in there, and then it'll make a room that's like 150 square feet stink like menthol basically, and get them to go away. I'm like, that's fine, because again, I'm looking for the ways that I can get them out without having to worry. Like, if I have to pay somebody to come and extract them, I'm afraid that it's like a dog going to the pound. They're going to be put to sleep.
Right.
I really didn't want to have to do that.
Right.
But obviously, I don't want bats living in my house. That's you don't do that, people, because that stuff, that bat turd, turns into fungus, turns into mold, turns into stuff that.
So guano or what? Oh, God, what is bat? Oh.
Yeah, I forget, but I was looking it up. I studied bats for like 3 days and go, oof, that's not good. So
he studied bat guano. That's what it's called.
Yeah,
guano. The mineral Whitlockite, which is found in bat guano when freshly excreted. All right, hold on a minute. When freshly excreted,
we are going to lose all of our visitors.
Yeah, everybody's going to go like this. They don't want to hear about bat poop. All right, sorry. Did not mean to talk about bat poop, but wow.
You all can Google it if you really want to.
Yeah, if you want to. But, guano is supposed to be, I mean, there's something in there. I don't know whether it's good or not. But anyways, well, as long as you guys are okay, the house is all right, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. All right, so because I am getting lightheaded a little bit, tell me what are your goals for this week, Ira?
Okay. Well, we haven't even talked about my biggest issue this week. So,
all right, give me your biggest issue. Come on.
You know, my van blew up.
Oh yeah.
Transmission blew up. I paid $6
grand to fix the transmission.
Well, guess what? It wasn't fixed. So I had to take it back to a shop. Now that where it blew up, I was in the middle of nowhere. I didn't really have any options, because the options that they gave me, well, there was no like dealership. There was no actual mechanic shop. There is a mechanic in the town that I was actually at the hotel. The hotel recommended him. He's like, if you want to get your car fixed without having to tow it back down to LA, which by the way was going to cost me $2,000 because it's a full size van, right? 13 passenger van. So, and I was 260 miles from my home. That's part of why. Anyways, okay, in the middle of nowhere. So they were going to have to come get it and then take it 260 miles. So $2,000 for that, which I just thought was ridiculous. But anyways, so I had a couple options. I could have spent $8,500 on a brand new transmission, but the brand new transmissions were in Texas, and they said because that's when the ice storm was happening and the power was off, they had no idea how long it was going to take to actually ship it. So it's like 3 weeks after they ship it, and it might be a week or two before they ship because of the power outages. So I'm like, so I can't be without my car for a month. That's just not going to work. So then I could have done a rebuild where they basically, you send your transmission to them, what they call the core. They'll send a different transmission that was rebuilt. So it's not new, but it was rebuilt, and put it in your car. That was going to take, I think it was like a week and a half to 2 weeks, but it was also more money. It was like, I want to say $6,500, $7,000, something like that. I don't remember exactly, but anyways, it was more. And then there was the option of, well, we could just pull your transmission out and have yours rebuilt. That actually will be faster it was like a week and a half, and
Wait,
it would be less money.
this is the second time?
No, the first time. This
The
was
first
all
time.
the first
Sorry.
time. So that was all my choices, right? So of those choices, I said, well, what's just going to go? We're just going to go with the rebuild because it's the fastest and also is the least expensive. And the guy said that actually should be fine because your transmission, everything that's happened with your transmission is internal. So basically, they're just keeping the casing. And I'm like, yeah, I don't see the big deal there, right? So, anyways, paid that money, got the work done. My wife gets in the car. So I had rented a car, as you know, and I came back home because I got to work.
Right.
So I wasn't there. Her parents, who came and got us in the first, when the car broke down, they came down 200 miles, picked us up, and brought us to the Bay Area, which is super kind. They did the same thing, taking them back. So they got my wife and my kids, took them down to Coalinga, which again, 200 miles, dropped them off. They get in the car to do the test drive, and my wife, with the technician in the car, starts experiencing some problems. And she goes, hey, what's this? He goes, oh, it's normal. Don't worry about it. She calls me. Mind you, I'm not there. She calls me and goes, Ira, there's something wrong with this vehicle. And I'm like, you got the mechanic with you. He knows more than I do. Look, I don't fix nothing. Like, I'm a computer guy.
Right.
I'm a software guy. I fix things, in cyberspace, right? So I'm like, I'm going to default to the mechanic who's there. And he never gave me any reason to question him while I was there. Actually, he earned my trust. He did some things that earned my trust. So he had built up a little bit of credit with me anyways. So I'm like, just default to what he says. And I talked to him on the phone. He said, yeah, this is what's going on. And there's going to be a break-in period. It's usually about a month. Okay, fine. And we had a warranty with the guy for a year. So I'm like, I'm not really all that worried about it. It gets down here. We're still having problems. I'm like, look, dude, I don't care what you say. This is not normal. He said, well, take it in, get the transmission fluid flushed. It's supposed to cost me $200. I'm like, I can swing another $200. The dealer, when I'm checking it in, goes, I don't think with what you're describing, a transmission flush is going to do anything. He said, I wouldn't even start there. I'm like, well, what would you do? It's like, well, your check engine light's on. Let's start with just pulling that code. I'm like, well, how much is that going to be? It's $170. Okay, so now instead of $220 for the flush, I'm at $400, basically $390. I'm like, okay, fine, just do it, right? They don't even do the transmission flush because the first thing they do is pull the code. They're like, look, this isn't your transmission fluid. We're going to pull the pan and check the fluid, but we're not going to flush it yet because we don't think that's going to do anything. We don't want to waste your money. I'm like, okay, that sounds good to me. You know what I mean? Well, when they pull the pan, they find so much debris in there. They're like, you've got some parts that have burnt up. You've got major problems. We're going to have to pull the transmission out, open it up, and see what's actually going on, right? I said, well, how much is that going to cost me? Another $1,900. Okay. So Marty spent $6,000. Now I'm at another $2,000 just to diagnose what's wrong.
Right.
Of course, he calls me back later in the day, like at the end of the day, goes, okay, we figured out what it is. Got all this stuff wrong. We're going to have to basically redo the rebuild. It's going to be $4,400. Awesome. I could have had a brand new transmission for $8,500. But I made a bad choice.
Did you go back to that guy, or are they gonna?
No, because I would have had to spend $2,000 to tow it up to him. You know what I mean? I couldn't drive it. So what am I going to do? The warranty basically was a waste of time. And I actually, honestly, at this point, even more importantly, I don't trust him because he already had a shot to do the job and he did it wrong. And then when I called him about it, he tried to play it off like it was something. Because I described to him the same symptoms. Remember the symptoms I told you about when I told the dealer and they said that it's not that? That wasn't even the main mechanic. That's the guy that you check in this thing to. Knew it wasn't that. And I'm like, and my wife had called, like 3 or 4 people to tell them what was going on to get their opinion. And they all said the same thing that the guy said. So at that point, I don't even want to talk to the guy up in Coalinga anymore because that would not go well. And I'm not going to sue him because I'm not that kind of guy. I don't sue people. Like, I believe we've talked about this before. You reap what you sow. So the guy screwed me out of $6,000. God'll take care of the balance for me. So now I'm at 10 grand. And what's irritating is I could have taken that 10 grand and used it as a down payment for a new car. Wouldn't have bought a new car, but it would have been a good chunk of it. So I'm just like really sick to my stomach. So my goal this week, personally, is just get my wife back in a safe vehicle. You know what I mean? Like, that's the same thing I've told everybody the whole time is like, look, I'm not cheap. That's my family in that car.
Right.
You make that car as good as you can. Let's not worry about cutting corners. You know what I mean? So, and that was actually one of the things that pissed me off. One of the things that was wrong. The casing has a set of bolts every so many. They said they skipped every other one. They only used half the bolts to hold the case together, the transmission together. Now, that may be sufficient. I have no idea. But I know this. Whoever designed the transmission put those bolt holes there for bolts to be included. You know what I mean? So when you rip it apart and you find half the bolts missing, that doesn't instill confidence that the rest of it was done right.
Right.
Wow. So, and I'm not a mechanic, again. So there's probably details in this that are important that I'm missing, but that's what it is. So that's been a fun week for me, right? So that's, but I did get some new, again, this is what I believe. You reap what you sow. I got some new customers this week. I got 2 for social media management programs, and I got one, actually I haven't officially got it yet, but I've got one that's going to order for me supposedly on Monday to do a website build. So, my website builds are $2,000. So that's a big chunk of the 10 grand. You know what I mean? Because I had the money. Like you and I have talked about this before. I'm not in the 69% of Americans who don't have $1,000 in the bank. I have that, right? That's because of the way I live my life. And anyways, so we didn't have to borrow any money. We didn't have to put it on credit cards. I mean, we had that, but a lot of that safety net now is gone. That's 10 grand of it gone. So, and that's one of the reasons why I felt comfortable starting my business was I had that money there as a reserve if I needed it. Now that fail-safe is pretty much gone. So it's nice to get new clients. So what is my professional goal this week? To find some more clients.
Good.
You know what I mean?
Well, so I did that.
How many new clients did you get this week, Ira, next week, right? I'll have to, but that's
every time I run into somebody and they're talking about website or they need help with website, I always refer them to you.
People don't understand. Like, people can tell you they like you. People can say whatever they want to say. I know when somebody, like, referrals are how I get my business. It's really the only way I get my business. But I really have a couple people, and they've both been on the show one way or the other. Most of my referral business comes from those 2 people. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm staring at one in the face, but another one was in the comments.
Well,
I appreciate it, and I try to do the same thing for other people. Like, I try to send people the other way.
See, and I think that's the right thing to do. And
I sent one to Tina Oliver this week, and I felt really good about that. I got to talk to Tina.
How's she doing?
She actually is doing really good. So, for those of you who don't know, Tina Oliver and I are friends. She runs a credit repair service. So a friend of mine reached out and said, "Hey, Ira, I hate to admit this because it's embarrassing, but I'm in some trouble and I need some help. You know anybody?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I know somebody really well. She does a great job." So I sent them to Tina Oliver, and I called Tina to let her know because it's good to let people know in advance so they know like what to expect. Right. So I was talking to her. We talked about that for like 2 minutes. We talked about the rest of the stuff for like 20 minutes. But she's busy because her oldest son is in college and he's doing it online. And her daughter, who's a little bit younger in high school, is doing it online. So she's helping them, right? And then like I said, she's really good at this business. So her business is just like off the charts. Right. And she's one of these people, and I understand and respect it. She knows that she doesn't want to do anything halfway, right? Tina Oliver is like Ira in that. Like, I don't do anything halfway. I'm either all in or I'm all out. That's like when I say goodbye, I'm like, I really mean goodbye. Like, you know what I mean? Okay, it's over.
Like,
So I'm like that with everything, by the way. You know what I mean? It's like I'm in or I'm out. So, anyways, she doesn't want to do LinkedIn. Like, I feel like I'm ignoring people or people think I'm uninterested. So she's just like not on the platform while she can't be on the platform, giving it 100% of her attention.
right.
So I respect that, and obviously she doesn't need it. Her business is booming. So and I remember when she ran Friday Night Lights, right? She was on that sucker.
Yep.
Like she responded to every single comment. In fact, she kind of reminds me of Erica Warfield in some cases. Feels like you make one comment, she'll make like 3 or 4.
Right.
Just eager, and you never feel like Tina or Erica don't like you when you're engaging with them on LinkedIn, which I like that. You know what I mean?
Right. I agree.
Yeah, sometimes people are aloof or they don't respond at all. And I don't understand that because of social media, not anti-social media, but that's why people like Tina Oliver so much. I think because she's infectious. I'm talking to somebody who's sick, talking about infectious during COVID, but
I don't have COVID, so
I mean it in a good way. Yeah, you don't have COVID, and thank God for that.
COVID. Thank God for that one and stuff. So there are other things out there you can get sick from. I just forgot about.
Oh, you're the only person in America who's had their normal flu this year. Everybody's
I don't know if it's normal, but okay.
It seems like everybody, when they get sick, it doesn't matter what it is, it's COVID. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, and that's funny you should say that. Yeah, everybody's gonna sit there and start thinking those. They just think that way. They think, oh my God, it's probably COVID, and I'm not gonna tell you it didn't cross my mind.
Did you read this comment? Is it bugging you? I keep reading Luther, and I'm like, even I know that's not right.
Did I ever tell you about the young guy who named me Lex Luthor? Luthert. Nope. I asked him why. I swear his response was because you were diabolical. I could see that on you, Jason. You are a little diabolical.
Yeah, Jason fits right in the show, bro.
Thank you, Jason.
Jason's just another one of us.
He is. He's a great guy.
Yeah, he's
all right. Well,
I was on with Sam Gupta. Jason was on with him last night too.
Oh, on Clubhouse?
Look, he got it. It was a fat finger. He knew.
I knew it was. I knew it was a fat
finger. I know you know. But it was like I was trying not to say anything because Jason's so nice. I didn't want to pick on him.
All right. We're coming up to the hour. So I'll tell you what I'm doing this week. After I think I should be better after this weekend and with rest and liquids.
You can say that's just all you want, but I'm watching that thing fly around. It
is. I'm moving. Watch. It'll happen.
You weren't moving. That thing was going up and down and sideways, and it's like a little moth.
It's going to happen any minute now because I see the particles. You're going to see it.
I'm looking.
All right. I'm not going to. Anyway.
We need to have a. It's not UFO. What do they call that when it's unexplained? The ghost stuff. What's the ghost stuff called?
Orbs?
Or yeah, but what do they call that show? Where we watch the unexplained orbs.
See
there was another one. Did you see that?
Yeah, it's not a bug. I just saw it. I saw that one.
You saw that one?
Yes, I did.
I never went back and watched that tape to see the big one.
It didn't matter to me. But anyways, this week.
First and foremost, tell me, Joe, look in the camera, promise your buddy Ira, I'm going to rest until I'm better.
I'm going to rest until I'm better.
Now, don't lie. Don't make yourself a liar now.
I'll try to make myself a liar.
Joe is honest.
Well, yes, I have.
Why did you cut down that cherry tree? Remember that?
Yeah, George Washington. I know that one.
Right.
I get that reference.
That didn't even happen, by the way. That's in every one of our children's elementary school history books. It's total BS. Never happened.
I didn't know that. But anyways, no, I will get better. And I have to work on some stuff with work-wise and Joe, the finance guy. So hopefully that all comes out good. And
it's going to.
It will.
Well,
It will. It will. It will.
one way or the other is going to be fine.
I know. I know. And I have so many amazing people out there that, you know, you, Ira. I mean, there's so many people out there that just support me, you know, help support and do the right thing. And it's just.
Well, let's remember how I started this show. All right. Now, honestly, I'm pumping you up at the beginning of the show because I want to bring that energy level. But everything I said is 100% true. In fact, it doesn't even fully encapsulate what you bring to the table. So sometimes we just need to remember that.
More than you could imagine, but sometimes the more money you get,
no, I get it.
You forget about the little people.
I get it. Well, and also, this is the thing I think people sometimes take for granted: the superstars and what we bring to the table. You know, they're thinking about, like, I'm just going to be completely transparent with everybody right now. I had a client who told me, "Hey, you know what? We're going to take it. We're going to hit the pause button." Okay, no problem. We're going to hit the pause button. They hired somebody else that maybe they didn't know that I would notice, but I noticed. They hired somebody else. Company's smaller, offers less service, and has less just social impact. And then I'm watching what they're doing, going, you know, I was doing a lot of that for you, and I wasn't even telling you about it. You weren't even paying for that. And it's like, I wonder if they have some buyer's remorse. You know what I mean? But it's like sometimes they forget. Like,
yeah, I mean, sometimes people
they're so used to you, they forget to bring all that. You know
right?
I mean?
They don't see it, and I just, as I say again, not feeling well. I probably should have went to the VA. But why? Just a lot of things. I don't know if stress is one of them. If I didn't even have stress. I'll tell you, on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I mean, with all that I was doing, I was feeling great.
Yeah.
And it just all of a sudden hit me, and I don't.
I had no idea when we talked on Wednesday until you told me. I had no idea.
Right, and it was just, and I woke up yesterday and found out something else, and then it was almost like, that's how come I did the post. What would you do if half your money you made was gone? You just woke up one day and half of it was gone.
I didn't see that post, but I need to find it.
I put a nice video to it too, and that video was funny.
Well, I think I love your videos. I was actually talking to somebody else about that. I'm like, you know, it's funny. So, and I was talking about Joe. I mean, I talk about you a lot. Anyways, so I was talking about you. I'm like, you know, Joe puts up these really, really funny videos. And what's funny is when he first started doing it, it made me nervous because I said, you know, Joe, I don't know if this is going to work, but I said, it's actually worked really, really well for Joe. Like, I don't know if everybody could pull this off. But part of it is you used to be a stand-up comic comedian, whatever, right? So, and I don't know that everybody knows that about you, but it's
true. You can look at me now, and I mean, I'm sure people look at me every day and laugh their butts off. So,
well, they laugh at me too. Like, how the hell does it?
How do you pull that off?
That's another story, right? But those videos, like, if you don't do it for a couple of days, you see people going, "Where's the videos, Joe?" You know what I mean?
Right. And that's how come. And I really felt bad. I remember I think, I'll give you an example. All right. So Friday, I told you this too. Friday, I was supposed to see Michael Ray. Michael Ray was going to come to Indianapolis, him and Maddie Moo. And I thought that was great. You know, the Smiles guy and Joe, the finance guy. I mean, this is awesome. And I remember right when I got in on Wednesday, and I'm telling you, it was, I don't even know how to explain it. It was almost like, God, what time? I think I got in the house like 5:36. I walked in. Within 2 hours, I'm telling you, my nose running off my face. I mean, there were so many things, and I was going, man, I can't do this. I don't want to get anybody sick. I don't want. I don't want to get Michael Ray, his daughter, sick. Nothing. I didn't want anything like that.
Yeah.
So I reached out to him on Thursday. Maybe it was Wednesday night. I can't even remember. But whatever it was, and I apologize. I go, listen, I'm sorry I haven't been on LinkedIn. I'm just not feeling good. Can we do it another time? He was the nicest. Nice. It was Thursday. No, was it Wednesday? Whatever day Kelly.
I think it was Wednesday.
Because Kelly was talking about it on the MyVab thing too.
Yeah, I think it was Wednesday though, because you and I talked on Wednesday, and I think you had said you had to cancel it.
Right. Yeah, because we were talking Wednesday night. But anyways, and then I felt so bad, but he was really supportive. No, brother, we'll do it. We'll do it some other time. Get better. And he goes,
"You don't live that far away from him. He's in Louisville,
right?
You're in,
and
it's Noblesville, that nobody knows where that is.
Noblesville, Indiana.
And then they go, "Oh, why didn't you just say that?"
But
it's easy when you're sick.
It's all right. I'm okay with it. But
I got your website flashing down below, so
I know he said it's all right, and then Brian Burke, Corey, everybody's going like this. Why are you even worrying about it? Because it's part of the daily routine. When I get up or whatever I'm doing, I have a system. And when you're not doing that system because you're so weak, you feel guilty about it because I got people out there that I like to communicate with. I like looking at, Kelly Mitzel, Kelly Robinson stuff, Jaron Horson, Anthony James, Brian Burks, Michael Ray's stuff, your stuff, Erica's stuff. There's so many, Professor Pete's, Nick Dorsey. There's so many things I like looking at their posts.
For me, it's
Liz
Jones. Curtis Tompkins every day.
I know Curtis Tompkins. Liz Jones is post. I wake up to usually seeing Liz's. I don't know why that comes up on my feed first, but it's usually she's posted and it's been 2 hours.
Well, you get up early too because you're East Coast time zone, and then you're up early. So.
And Scotty Schindler, Jordan Mendoza. I mean, there's so many things I miss, but I was so tired. I mean, really, really, really tired, and and I didn't want to say something wrong because my brain was sort of in a fog during all this.
You're in a fog. There's no doubt about it. Even today.
Yeah. So sorry. I don't mean to.
That's okay. So the goal for the week after you get better is to after everything gets done and said, to visit all the new accounts that came on board so I can get them set up and help them. Transition with some of my old accounts that have been calling me, because I have so many that have called me, making sure that I'm still with the company. And just get everybody on the same page. And that's about it. I want to get everybody on the same page and get back to my routine again, because I don't like not being in a routine. Yeah, no, I hear you.
That's my thing. However, when I have been going to sleep, I have been putting in my AirPods and listening to a couple audiobooks. So
there you go.
I'm still trying to get more good stuff in.
Well,
and I've also played a different game. Just before we leave,
a new video game.
Yeah, it's more of a Candy Crush type thing. It's Disney.
Oh, so and I can play with you.
It's a Disney emojis.
Okay.
It's the cool. I don't know. I downloaded it. I started playing it.
Send me a message with the name of the app, and I'll download it. And we'll.
All right, I'll do it. I'll send it right after I get done. But that's all I got. I'm like spent. I'm done.
Yeah, and so your granddaughter's probably not over today too because you're sick, huh?
No, the grandkids aren't here today.
Yeah, bummer.
Well, they probably don't want to see granddad like this.
No, it's good. Yeah, you need to rest. You don't want to get them sick.
No, I don't.
All right, my friend. Well, we're gonna bounce. We'll see y'all next week. Look, we weren't on Clubhouse this week. In case you didn't notice, we didn't set up the room, and Joe was sick.
My fault.
It's all good. And I could have went on, but I didn't feel like carrying it. Honestly, I the clubhouse room is fun. It's supposed to be the green room, right? That's what it's really supposed to be. But it's not really what it is. It's a fun little networking room. But if you guys want to join us, I'm at Ira Bowman. Are you at Joe the Finance Guy? What's your I don't know what your handle is on there. Do you remember?
I don't know. I do know, but I don't know. I want to say it's at Joe the Finance Guy.
Well, anyways, what I'll do, guys, when we'll create the room, we'll get the link ready in advance this week. If you guys want to hit the bell, for Joe or I. Joe usually sets up the clubhouse room in full disclosure, so make sure you follow Joe and hit the bell for him.
At Joe J-O the Finance Guy.
Oh, that's right. It's like the Twitter handle. If you're following Joe on Twitter, he doesn't know how to spell it. So.
Right.
Here we go. It's 14 characters.
That's anyway. What it was. They won't.
He forgot the E and he made up this crap about a handle limit. Anyways, I don't know if it's true or not. I'm going to assume Joe's not lying, but he might be. I don't know. Anyhow, okay, so follow Joe on Clubhouse. What I'm going to do, so I'm going to create this post probably later tonight for next week's Joe the Finance Guy here on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. I will put the handle to the room, the link, right, in the comments of that post. So if you guys want to find it. It starts at 8 o'clock. It's just an hour earlier than this show starts. So we start here at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern. Every Saturday, you can join us in Clubhouse, besides for this morning, because we can do it an hour earlier. So wherever you are, just subtract an hour. And come in. What do? We do pretty much, we do introductions, which is kind of fun.
Introductions, we find out where people are, and then we also give them a plug on our show.
Yeah, we give them a plug on it. We get a free plug on the show, which is cool, right? So a little visibility. LinkedIn. But we do things like I can't do LinkedIn coaching on LinkedIn Live, right? So if you want LinkedIn coaching, if you ask me a question like, how do you do this on LinkedIn, Ira? Or how do you do that on LinkedIn, Ira? You can ask that in Clubhouse and I can answer it. I don't have to be careful about the way I phrase things. But we let you guys talk about, if you got any promotions going on, specials going on, you can introduce your business. I mean, we just have fun. It's usually anywhere from 12 to 20 people, I'd say, in the room. And usually we've got a few regulars like Jason and Chella. And anyways, there's a few people that come in all the time. So come on in, check us out at Clubhouse if you like that kind of thing. It's just more shenanigans. But there's more people involved in the shenanigans in Clubhouse than there are here. So.
Yes, there is.
All right, my friend, get well soon. I don't know what's going on outside. I don't know if you can hear that. There's like pipes dropping. I guess my neighbor's having something delivered or whatever. But all right.
Putting in that new pool.
They're unloading something from a truck. It sounds like, anyways. Whatever. Okay, that is it for us. Thanks for joining, everybody. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week.